This is a First Alert Weather Special Report.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. John Elliott here at 5 o'clock in New York City. And we appreciate you finding us here on CBS News New York. We're a service of WCBS TV, obviously the CBS affiliate for New York. So we're on the west side. Our studio is on the west side. As you look at the east side through the Bronx, down through Brooklyn, as you're riding over, it's just a mess in the city. It's been a challenging day in the city. It's been a challenging day all around the area. Right now in Central Park, wow. What a raw day. Morning lows all last week were around 58. Right now, we haven't been maybe 2 or 3 degrees away from 59. Look at the fine print. Even in the city, winds are gusting to 36 miles an hour. This is the observation that we get from Central Park, which is always a little shielded. That's why sometimes you get these screaming winds out of JFK or LaGuardia. If you're watching from around the country and you are planning travel to New York tomorrow, I'm just going to give you the heads up. We're still going to be playing catch up. And we're still going to be dealing with some rain and wind. So, again, here's the city. Through the Bronx, we have some heavier rain. And we have a little bit of a break through Brooklyn, kind of a soaker there in parts of Nassau County. Heading down to the Jersey Shore, the brighter color there, just to the west of Seaside Heights. We do have a network of cameras, and I want to take you on a kind of a camera trip. One of our partners, EarthCam, has been sending in these great pictures. The wave heights are down, so you've gone through the high tide cycle for, Monmouth and Ocean. We've already had reports of flooding in Ocean. I'm sure some other reports will stream in from some of the other beach communities. It's still, boy, you can still just see the energy churning there. And I love this, that we're getting that. Look at the winds. I mean, that's not a gusty wind. That's a sustained at about 25, and you're getting gusts to 45 still. That is going to be an issue. It was interesting, parts of Monmouth County, just people coming out to look at the scope and the grandeur of these storms. But remember, I mean, obviously nobody's going swimming. Dangerous rip currents, but also the issues with the surf and inundation possible as this storm continues. So back out here to the radar, I'll show you again. You can see that line there. We're going to head up here around the city right now. It's the heaviest through the Bronx and up into around Yonkers, through Rockland, up into Westchester. There's another secondary band just leaving parts of the Hudson Valley. But look at this line. You see that brighter color there? Hello, Brooklyn. It's just going to push. It'll hold together. Nothing's going to stop it. So Staten Island over into Brooklyn, you're going to see more rain. So I love our EarthCam shot of Coney Island just to see what's going on here. Hey, you know what? Look at visibility is a concern. Visibility not only with low clouds, visibility behind any vehicle. And sometimes when the wind is in concert with the screaming rain, that limits it. Look at, I mean, if you have a second, just focus on one of the cross streets there. Nobody's out, which, I mean, obviously, you know, who'd want to be out in this? It's raw, it's windy, it's wet, it's dangerous. But all these people, they're trying to make money. This is, you know, these are businesses here. So it's going to be a tough night. And if you're going out, if you have tickets to a show tonight, just leave yourself extra time. And I can't stress this enough. There are puddles everywhere. I parked on 56th Street. And it's just like there's like this much of a little river running down it. You know, that's going to be you're going to, some corners that's just hard to keep up with this as we have all this moisture pushing through. Now, as I give you finally the brand new numbers, waiting for this. This is the new update on Tropical Storm Ophelia. It's at 40 miles an hour, down 5 from last hour, barely hanging on to tropical storm status. Once named, always named, so we're going to be talking about the remnants of Ophelia, but it will lose some of its tropical characteristics. It's just going to be a nasty low as it continues north at 12 miles an hour. In fact, the path hasn't changed that much. We do anticipate a turn, and so that's the way it's going, but look how long it's going to take to get there. So you have to think, wow, what about Philadelphia? If you're going to Philly tomorrow, you're going to have some banding around that, so wind is going to be an issue. And even if at 35 miles an hour, that's right around the storm, that's not the kind of force that we've had today. Still significant. That's still nasty, and these bands are going to continue to come in. Monday morning, it's just leaving Sandy Hook. It's taking its time. It's a much, much, much weaker storm, but it's still a rainmaker. So Ophelia weakens over the next 24 hours. It will transition to post-tropical. Can't happen fast enough. Remnants will continue to drift north and then make that turn. Stays dreary, definitely. Stays cool, you bet, below normal. Waves of rain, rather descriptive language there. Waves of rain. Wave energy will actually be going down, but you're still going to be dealing with this. The Futurecast model shows the rain right through the, fun Saturday night, soggy Saturday night, into Sunday morning. You've got the brighter colors. And then see this fills in Sunday afternoon. Boy, every time we run the models, this is a high-res model. It just keeps this line together. So I'm just saying, if that's a key time, it's probably a travel time for many, probably not as many this weekend. We're going to be dealing with more rain. And the problem with this is, just kind of, putting the old thinking cap on, with all the rain we've had during the history of this storm, that's going to be more conducive to a little bit of inland local flooding. So you could see a little bit more flooding Sunday afternoon in unusual spots, and then it's still raining Monday morning. Surf advisory, it'll be interesting. This will be trimmed and dropped ultimately as the energy leaves. Flood advisories, warnings and advisories. Again, warning, advisory, statements for inundation, and then even, parts of Westchester and Fairfield County, you've got to be mindful of that as well. So that's something we're going to be watching. My concern is the wind. The wind is going to continue to be an issue. And then even as the storm weakens, you're still going to have 20 to 35, but that line will probably move closer to the city. So coastal areas really don't get much of a break at all with this thing. In fact, some of the guidance on wind keeps those numbers at 35 plus for the Jersey Shore tonight, overnight. And then you can see the Long Island, it's a pretty consistent 25 to 30 gust profile. Watch what happens, though. Watch the little arrows. We finally get a drier wind coming in on Tuesday. It's going to be that long before we're done with this thing. So I just, again, I want to stress you're doing the right thing. We appreciate you finding us for your source of information. We are working on, right now in the newsroom, a full update at 6, and we're going to bring in some other elements. We're working on some more storm reports. I've got producer Matt B. is working on some storm reports. We're getting more reports of flooding coming in. Again, it's insidious. It's just that water's just going to rise. It's just the energy. And then we'll have that for you coming up at 6. But the bottom line is, keep it here, keep it safe. If you are going out tonight, God bless you. I hope you have a good time, but please leave extra time and extra space and just watch out, because if someone's distracted, you kind of have to watch out for each other, because it's still going to blow tonight. That's going to be a main concern with this storm, in concert with you drops. So we'll be back with more, and we appreciate you sticking around with us here on CBS News New York.
This has been a First Alert Weather Special Report.